Alright, welcome to Tech Tip 42. Today we'll be testing a glow plug circuit. We're on Serena, our little Catalina 30. And for those of you who haven't done this before, we have a quick reference guide that is put together by Mr. Beemer. So first step, we're going to see what we got, and we're going to go up in the cockpit and take a look. Okay, so we had a report of faulty glow plugs or intermittent glow plugs on this boat, and we're here checking it out. So figuring out how the switch works is a little atypical. Here's your ignition switch. This is in the on position. Here you have power because you have the alarm. To the position to the right of here is a momentary position, and that's what activates the glow plugs. Let's see, voltage drop. Activate your glow plugs, push this button to start the motor. Okay, so we got power up in the cockpit. We verified the key switch works. We verified that there's voltage going through the circuit when you turn the key to glow. Catalina 30 has a universal M25 motor that is atypical in that it's underneath the galley sink. So we're going to open up the galley and take a look and see what we got. Okay, so first thing you got to do is figure out what you got. We got a glow plug here, a glow plug here, and a glow plug here. And there should... Typically there's a relay up here on the front of the motor, but it doesn't look like we have one on this setup. So you follow your wire through on behind the motor, and it goes into this wire harness, and this will come out up at the key switch. Okay, so we opened up the motor and we verified that we have 3 plugs there. We tested the current, which we were pulling 18 amps between the 3 plugs. We tested our voltage, which tested at about 9.5. A little bit of voltage drop, but we have voltage and current going to the glow plugs. So she's good to go. Clean bill of health.
We think it was operator error. No, really.
The faulty glow plug report on user error. So even though Serena checks out, we're going to go up to the shop on one of our training aids and give you guys a little bit more in-depth troubleshooting. And Serena's glow plug circuit is good. We're back here at the shop on our Yanmar, and we have 3 more tips and tricks for if you find out your glow plug circuit is toast. You can still get the boat going. So first thing you got to do is take off your air filter and give you access to your intake. And best case scenario, you'll have one of these handy little Burnzo-matic torches, and you just heat your intake air just like that
While cranking.
Just as good if you're at the dock and you have shore power and a heat gun. Turn this sucker on high, right in the intake, crank over the motor. Third option, if your glow plugs do work, but you found out that your solenoid is no good, you could take your wire jumper, tech tip, or Seattle Boat Show tech tip, how to make one of these guys, and you'll go from 12 volts, a 12 volt source on the battery or on the starter, and you will bypass the relay and get power to your power directly to your glow plugs. So you'll take your power, you'll grab 12 volts with this side, and you'll clip the other side onto any 3 of these glow plugs. Typically these glow plug circuits go through a relay. To test this relay out, you're going to need a second person there, and you're going to go to the engine and you're going to listen and you're going to feel. So locate, you have someone at the glow plug, you go down to the engine, you have them activate the glow plug, you should hear a click. If you don't hear a click, then your relay's not working. If you do hear a click, listen for it and then find that relay. Once you've located the relay, you can test for voltage at the relay. Okay. So once you verify that your relay works, then you can go to your wire that runs from the relay to your glow plugs, and you put your meter in DC amps, and you'll clamp on the main wire. The wire coming right out of the relay will be it's in parallel to all 3 of your glow plugs on this particular motor. So you put the clamp on here, we got 27 amps. You put the clamp on the second jumper, which is reading now 2 glow plugs, we got 18 amps. Put the clamp on the last wire here, we're reading the amperage to 1 glow plug, and we got just over 9 amps. So all 3 of our plugs are working on this little Yanmar.
Okay, thanks Giovanni for doing that, running through these 2 different motors with glow plugs. Follow it up with this quick reference guide that he mentioned. There's a link to it on our Cruisers College page. But a couple of different scenarios as a technician, when a boat owner comes up to you, if the engine, and it's got 2 different scenarios on here, if your engine's been starting just fine and all of a sudden doesn't, that's when you're typically looking for your key switch problems, relay problems, stuff like this, because glow plugs don't all fail at once. So if it's a quick and immediate thing that has happened, you're going to want to go through and look at that electrical system. If, on the other hand, the motor's been slowly getting harder and harder to start, and then it finally doesn't start, or the customer just says, hey, last year it started really good, this year it's a little more temperamental, does start, then that amp check is going to be awesome, because you're going to be able to clamp those and see, is each glow plug using current? And if you find that 1 or 2 of them are not, then you have 1 or 2 bad glow plugs. And usually you're going to replace all of them as a set once you start to see some failures along on your glow plugs. So those are the 2 main scenarios that we see with glow plugs. Thanks for all the tips, Gio, for getting your motor cranked up and going through this testing, and thanks for watching.